Hi, I'm Mike Dunafon, Mayor of Glendale, Colorado. And like you, I am sick and tired of the gridlock in our government. So I've decided to drop all party affiliation, and from now on, I am an independent. And since I'm no longer obligated to advance party politics, let me tell you what I believe in. So let's start with my philosophy of government and politics. We need to bar the government from our bedrooms, our boardrooms, our hospitals, our health care. We need to stop the war on drugs. We need to release nonviolent offenders from prison. How in the world, in the United States, the supposed bastion of liberty, could we have 5% of the population and 25% of the prisoners? A growth industry, prisons, a war on drugs? That has to end. As I mentioned in an earlier video, abortion is a terrible, terrible thing in someone's life. It should never be used as birth control. Abortion is a choice that a woman should make. You and I should not be forced to pay for it unless she is an absolute indigent and needs our help. We can never turn away from those people. But you'd be very, very surprised to find how few of those people really exist. The poverty industry likes to tell you that it's an ever-expanding problem, one that can never be fixed. Abortion is not birth control. And those who have suffered through abortion and their families understand the regret and pain they have to live with for the rest of their lives. But it's not my choice. It's the woman's choice. It's estimated that 3% of our brothers and sisters, maybe slightly more, in this country are homosexual. Who cares? Should that be 97% of our debate? And this idea that God is going to condemn somebody for their behavior? Well, if that's the truth, then it's God's problem, not yours, not mine. This is a subterfuge by both parties to ask us to take the stance that that's more important than liberty. Embrace gay marriage. They're not going to destroy your family. In fact, my gay friends are pillars of the community. And if you really do have an aversion to it based on your religious belief structure, then you'll know what I'm about to say is true. Your relationship with God is one-on-one, not two-on-one. The problem then is not yours, it's your Savior's. And I suspect he's much more compassionate than you might believe. When we embrace social media and the candidates introduce themselves to you directly and answer your questions directly, do we need PACs? Do we need campaign funds? Do we need major donors? Do we need to send millions, or in fact billions of dollars to candidates so they can regurgitate the polls and return them to us in some form that is unrecognizable? Why in the world would we continue to send money to pay someone to lie to us? We need to take the money out of politics. I'm advocating that only real people, individuals in this country, should be able to donate to campaigns, and I think we should cap it at $100. So if you need a bunch of money to go out and run for office, you're going to need a whole bunch of people believing in what you're about to do. Individuals. Americans with the Liberty Key are the ones that get to send the money to you, should you choose to accept it. And they can send you no more than $100. And that will force politicians to do what I'm doing right now. Look in that lens and talk to you about the ideas. not some fancy commercial where they're walking down the street with their coat over their shoulder, or they're jumping out of an airplane for liberty, or any of the other nonsense that costs $100 million to put on a campaign for a statewide office. That is liberty on crack. It's suicide. We need to stop it, and you need to advocate for it. So how does my philosophy translate into fixing what's wrong in America today? We have to ask ourselves a question in this country. Do we have belief systems that don't work in the face of critically thinking about our government and the things that we need to do to advance liberty in this country? It's a very important question. Critical thought is no longer taught in our schools. Critical thinking is essential if we are going to operate as independents against two parties that have failed us. In my city, Glendale, Colorado, we've decided to take a stand. In the year of freedom, we've taken a law off the books every month. Now that may seem trivial to some people. It isn't. Laws that are not needed or used lie in wait for someone like a snake in the grass. We should be de-legislating our country, not legislating. In the last 10 years, we've cut the city staff in half while taking our bond rating from a double-B to a double-A minus. A good friend of mine said that's much like growing younger. In Glendale, we've done what government should do: protect individual liberty and create an environment where capitalism can flourish. So how in the world does an independent facilitate change when all we're told is it takes $100 million to run for a statewide office like governor? How in the world do we get around it? We're told that it's impossible. You watch the news media every time you turn on your tube or your computer talking about the money that's necessary to run for office. We watch the candidates evaluate their chances based on how much they've raised in a quarter compared to their competitor. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to raise any money. You need to be passionate about liberty. You need to decide that you're going to spend 10 minutes a day talking to someone about liberty. And in your hand, or on your desktop, or on your e-reader or iPad, is this video coming across telling you that you have the power to make the change. Reach out to people. Talk to them about liberty. Dedicate 10 minutes a day to this country. Think about that. Our founders planted the crops and went off to fight the British. Not just the British. They had to fight all the conscripts and all of the Germanic warriors that were hired by the king to kill our people. So they went to war, came back and harvested the crops and went back to war. I'm asking you to spend 10 minutes a day talking to somebody about liberty. And turn that TV off. It's trash. Read a book. Talk to your neighbor. Change someone's mind and save this country.
Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man when you can.